It's Friday, and you know what that means. Yes, it means there are a load of new movies that come out today, so I grab our movie critic Van Connor every Friday at this time to go through a couple of them just to see what he thought, because he gets to go on the red carpet and see all of them all before we do. It is Van Connor. Welcome back to the show. How are you, my friend?
Grab me indeed you do, sir. And a pleasure it is every time.
It's a good job this is a video call, Van. Right. So,
Isn't it just?
It's been a fairly big week for movies this week, and we've got a couple to talk about today. So, first of all, which two are we going to talk about?
So, today we're going to talk about our submission for Best International Feature, the Best Picture nominated movie Zone of Interest by Jonathan Glazer. That's in cinemas from today. And you can't have missed the advertising for this. And I know you haven't, because I know what a Dua Lipa fan you are. Argylle is in cinemas as well.
Absolutely. And also, I spoke to Sam Rockwell from the movie Argylle earlier last week. So I've actually got a clip to play for you in a bit from that interview.
Ooh.
I'll explain all when we get on with that. So where would you like to start? I'll leave it in your hands, Van. It's Friday.
I don't want to say I'll start in the Zone of Interest, because it sounds like it's a lighter-hearted film than it is. Right. Okay, here we go. Brace yourself. Okay. New movie from writer-director Jonathan Glazer, who gave us Under the Skin, gave us Sexy Beast once upon a time. This is an adaptation of the novel by Martin Amis, and it follows it's like a slice-of-life drama centering around Rudolf Haas, the commandant at the Auschwitz concentration camp. And through what kind of visibly is presented to us as if it's like a reality TV show, like watching Big Brother or something. You've got a setup where you have like remotely distanced cameras and things as we follow the lives of the Haas family just getting on with their lives next door to Auschwitz. Played by Christian Friedel, who plays Rudolf Haas. You've got Sandra Hüller from Anatomy of the Fall as his wife. Over the course of the story, he receives a sort of begrudging promotion because it turns out he's a bit too successful at his job, and this puts a strain on his marriage. His family want to stay behind. He has certain plans in the pipeline that he has to go to Berlin and oversee. He gets put in charge of all the concentration camps. It's a really depraved, really disturbing drama. It is really genuinely harrowing. It is a Holocaust movie, but that's all happening just out frame, just off screen. So the film is actually a 12A, despite the fact that it's one of the most disturbing things I've seen since The Act of Killing, maybe? Or something like that. It's a really, really grim time. Have you seen any of the coverage for this? Have you seen any of the shots for this?
Yes, I have. I mean, it does. I mean, it does look harrowing as well. But as you say, it's like all the main event as such, which is the really horrible part of this, is suggestive rather than, like you say, on screen. And like you say, you've got them in the garden, and you can see like the smoke coming up from behind from Auschwitz, which is a horrible thing to think about. But I suppose obviously that's what the movie's about.
Absolutely. And I mean, you could accuse it of humanizing these characters, but I don't think it does that. I don't think it does in a sort of negative way. I think it's done in the best possible way, which is to illustrate that even the most monstrous of the species were still people. And I think seeing them in that context, doing these horrific things, addressing these horrific issues, but doing it as if it's the most casual thing in the universe, it sits with you. It's really superbly executed. The film is like nothing else you've seen. It's a breathtaking film. But I saw this 3-4 days ago, and it has stuck with me.
I was about to say, this sounds to me like the kind of movie that you'd see in the cinema, and it would be on your mind for quite a while afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, no clip for that one, obviously, because it's in German. It's set in Auschwitz.
Yeah.
But those performances, Sandra Hüller, Christian Friedel, they're great performances. And I don't envy the task they had. Apparently, a lot of it is improvised.
Right.
There's a lot of improvisation of domestic activities. I think the script stays the same, but the staging of it is kind of improvised. There's no crew actually in the house with them, for instance. But this is a story that I genuinely didn't expect to see depicted in this way. I'm glad it has. I think it's going to be ranked as one of the best movies of the year, easily.
Okay, well, if you want to go and see it, it is out in cinemas from today. We are moving on then to Argylle. I mean, this has been the big movie of the week. Well, it's been advertised for the last 4 or 5 months, really, hasn't it?
It has. I think this is kind of the first big blockbuster of 2024. It comes to us from Matthew Vaughn, gave us the Kingsman movies, Kick-Ass, Stardust, which I particularly love, and it's got a script by Jason Fuchs, who I think wrote the first Wonder Woman, if memory serves, or was co-writer on the first Wonder Woman. This is the story of a romance novelist, Ellie Conway, played by Bryce Dallas Howard, whose series of spy novels turn out to be a bit too close to reality without her realizing, it seems. And she's confronted with an actual spy who claims to be the real version of the character she has been writing, who is then the only person that can protect her from an evil organization known as The Division, who is setting out to get their hands on her secrets. I've got a clip for you. This is more of a trailer clip, give you a sense of the sort of energy and the tone of it.
The book is phenomenal, sweetie, but
what happens next?
It's called a cliffhanger, Mother.
Ellie, it's called a cop-out.
Whoa, hey! There's a cat in there! Oh my God, you're Ellie freaking Conway.
Author of the Argylle series, Ellie Conway!
I am such a fan!
Oh, yeah? What is it you do?
Espionage.
Would you sign my book?
Here we go. I love this book.
I mean, it sounds brilliant, and as you say, Dua Lipa is in this, but, I mean, I think you've mentioned to me before that she's only in, like, the first 5 minutes of it, really, as far as the action stuff goes.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Bond parody. She's like the femme fatale. You've got John Cena and Henry Cavill as the spies. And I'll be honest with you, I've not looked it up yet. You told me this. Is Dua Lipa British? Because she's playing it with an English accent. I'm not entirely sure.
She's Kosovan. British, but from Kosovo, her family, I think. Yeah. So, that's why she has a name like Dua, which is a great name.
She very much fits the femme fatale aesthetic, glamorous gold sparkly dress. And you'll enjoy. You'll very much enjoy, I'm sure, sir.
While seeing the trailer, I just loved the scene where she's on the motorbike with the machine gun and, like, just skids around and fires it. Like you say, very Bond-esque, actually. Very Bond-esque.
There's a lot of that energy, and you get that because Matthew Vaughn. So you've got a lot of that Kingsman kind of church shootout energy going through it. The cast, the main two, they're fairly likable. I mean, Sam Rockwell's on sort of Zaphod energy here, like Zaphod Beeblebrox from Hitchhiker's Guide kind of energy. Bryce Dallas Howard is really only called upon to sort of play the put-upon straight woman, as it were, of this sort of double-act shtick. But they've got a great supporting cast, like I say, includes Cena, Henry Cavill, Dua Lipa, Bryan Cranston, and my personal fave, Catherine O'Hara, the mum from Home Alone, who is just always great value for
I
money.
noticed her in the trailer, because she was one of those people in the trailer that I looked at and then had to double take, and I was like, I recognise you. Hang on a minute. What do I recognise you from? Oh, 40 years ago. That's what I recognise you from.
You might know her from that Creek program on Netflix that I'm not going to say the name of because I don't think Ofcom will like us for that.
Yes, I know exactly which one you're talking about, but I haven't seen it, so that's probably why I haven't seen her for 40 years.
Well, this is pretty forgettable 3-star fare. It's got the Matthew Vaughn energy, but it's kind of bloodless by his standards. If I was going to compare it to anything, opening sequence of The Lost City with Sandra Bullock, where she's captured in a tomb and the adventure starts altering around her because it's revealed that she's an author writing it. Imagine that for 2 hours and 15 minutes as a spy comedy.
Yeah, see, I like that. I really do like that. It's kind of movie I would sit down and watch on a Friday or Saturday night. But if you want to make your mind up, you can go and see Argylle. It's in cinemas from today. Or is it? Because when I spoke to Sam Rockwell, I mean, I understand he's flying all around the world promoting this, and it can be a bit confusing with release dates, but this is what happened when I asked him when it's out in the UK.
No, wait, February, let's see, 26th of January in London. Ah, that's different. Okay. New information. Yeah.
There you go.
The man really is just Zaphod Beeblebrox, isn't he?
Yes, he really is. He really is. But it's out in cinemas from today, which is Friday, the 2nd of February, if you would like to go and see that brand new Sam Rockwell movie, Argylle. When I say Sam Rockwell movie, I mean, he's not like the main person in it, but you know what I'm saying.
Kind of, he's the real Argylle. He's kind of the title character.
All right, brilliant. Well, thank you, Van. We will catch up on Friday next week for next week's releases. Anything to look forward to? What have you got on your radar?
We've got the wrestling movie The Iron Claw next week with, is it Jeremy Allen White from The Bear and Zac Efron? And Zac Efron has gotten huge for this
He's
movie.
bulked up, yeah, he really has. Well, we'll talk about that on Friday next week. Have a lovely weekend, Van.
Till the next time, good sir.